Hi guys, Dogger here with a new video, and this video will be somewhat of a informational video concerning with my mains going into 2024, actually just like start of 2024, and the specs I'm actually looking forward to play right now. You could like maybe find some inspiration whenever I'm talking about those stuff. You will see some surprises, I would say, because again I'm playing way more specs right now, and I tested a lot of stuff, and actually I think I have my list of specs that I actually want to bring going into January and February. Again, balancing changes could change a few things, but those are actually the ones that I'm pushing rating on, and I'm actually enjoying in 3s, 2s, but also in soul shuffle. Now I'm gonna talk first and foremost who are not going to be my main specs going into January, and it will be a surprise. But I think warrior right now for me it's a bit dead. Let me explain. I think right now I'm a bit of a standpoint where I'm not really enjoying warrior. Maybe because of the meta. Maybe because I don't enjoy having no CC on the healers or like no control on my matches in soul shuffle. I think in 3s it's a bit fine because you can again choose your allies more correctly, and you can actually have like Discord and they will set up the CC for you. But I feel like in soul shuffle often than not I find myself very frustrated. Also, one of the frustration of warrior right now is that they are still going into the path of we need to have bleed damage, and the issue with that is it's not really that fun for me to play around bleeds. It's just not really what I imagine an arms warrior do. I think Spear of Bastion is a pitiful ability. I think a lot of people that play warrior and watch my channel for warrior, they understand what I'm saying whenever I'm saying like Spear of Bastion is such a fun ability, but it's useless like 90% of the time. People either use CDs on it because it's so easy to notice, but also it's easily counterable. Some people can just walk away from the Spear of Bastion. I'm thinking about DKs that can just AMS or even like disadvance. They just ignore it completely. You have like even monks that could just ring you off of the Spear of Bastion, so again making you useless. You have paladins obviously with bobs and like divine shields. You have rogues with cloak. If you have the PvP talent, you can just literally walk away again. You have a lot of things that are really disgusting, and like there are like a few specs where it can work, but even they have something to, I would say, protect themselves. Like again, a shaman, they can just burrow whenever you're seeing a Spear of Bash on yourself. Or you can also Spear of Mage, but the mage will stick into it, but he'll just go into other time and go back full HP while you're actually doing the damage in the Spear of Bastion. So you have a lot of things that are not really concerning, but I'm looking forward for War Within more than anything, because I feel like there is going to be a lot of changes. Maybe with the Slayer hero archetype will be a bit less about bleeds for like hopefully, and it could be very fun to play. But right now Arms Warrior, it feels like, except whenever I'm doing 3s with friends, I don't really enjoy my time. Even in 2s I got like 1800. I actually despised the time I did 2s in as an arms warrior, because again a lot of specs just has way more CC options than a arms warrior, and I'm currently at my gaming time where I feel like CC is very important, and the DPS is also nice, but I feel like again without CC it's hard to land a kill in general. But that's one of the specs I'm actually kind of dropping in January. Again, I'll be revisiting multiple times Arms Warrior for videos or discussions or whatever, but like it's not really going to be my main going into January. We have Shaman as well. I think I'm like kind of dropping Shaman because I feel like I'm finding way more fun on different specs. I still have some issues with Enhancement Shaman. I think everyone saw the tiers these days, but also just mine, but also from other people, where Enhancement Shaman just doesn't feel right in soul shuffle, but also in 3s and also in 2s, to be honest. Like there is no real environment for Enhancement Shaman to thrive. Of course, if you're like an exceptional player, you're going to make it work. You will make it work regardless of class of spec, to be honest. It doesn't really matter what you're playing. But Enhancement Shaman right now, I feel like it's not enjoyable to play on the back foot every single time. And again, people are playing Enhancement Shaman and they watch my stream or my YouTube channel or my videos. They understand what I'm saying whenever I'm saying that. I feel like Enhancement Shaman, you're playing on the back foot every single minute, every single second. There's no real moments where you're feeling like, "Ah, I'm safe right now. I can do my stuff without really have the urge of doing a self-heal on myself or try to kite a lot of damage." That's never happening. But you have other specs that has those moments, but Enhancement Shaman is just one of the specs that don't really have those moments. And I don't really enjoy. Again, I play Lava Lash build right now. I personally don't play and I mean don't enjoy to play Lava Lash build. I think it's a bit, it's not cheesy, but it's a, whenever I'm thinking about Enhancement Shaman, I'm thinking about like a Thunder God, like a Storm Strike machine that's going to have Wind Fury attacks. Not really RNG, but right now we are an RNG spec, but something like that. Right now it's like about Frost Shock doing a lot of damage, Elemental Blast, some like double Lightning Bolts. You have Lava Lash. Like it's more of an Elemental Shaman, but in a skin of a Enhancement Shaman, if you know what I mean. And I personally, if I want to play Elemental Shaman, I will just be playing Elemental Shaman. And that's a good transition to Elemental Shaman. I think Elemental Shaman right now is very strong. They keep on getting nerfed. I think they will get nerfed again because it just is one of the specs that are dealing damage, I would say 90% the same whenever trained or not. If you're trained on the Elemental Shaman, you will keep like 90 to 85% of your damage. If you're not trained, basically you get like 15% more damage basically because you will have a bit more time to cast some some spells. Like for example, icy, like ice bolt. I don't know. I don't even know the name anymore because I'm not really playing anymore. Like in House of Shaman. But like, anyways, the ice ability with frost shocks, amplifications. Anyways, I feel like I'm not really enjoying my time as an Elemental Shaman, basically because I'm actually enjoying other specs more. I'm going to go into that very soon. But also just in general, I think Elemental Shaman is not really my cup of tea because of how they managed to make Elemental Shaman feel like a lava burst machine. Again, they can buff Volcanic Surge how much they want. It just makes it more cheesy than anything else. I think the Lightning Bolt damage just should be baseline, regardless of Volcanic Surge or not, and the Lava Burst damage could be like a PvP talent, for all I care, and making it like the Volcanic Surge procs for your Lightning Bolts. I think the damage itself should be baked into your kit. I think you wanting to only cast Lava Burst and literally ignoring Lightning Bolt because you don't have the PvP talent makes it a bit sad to play, but also I feel like miss opportunities in general. And I personally kind of dislike this version of Elemental Shaman. Sometimes I can find some fun, but again, if you compare it with other specs, I feel like currently the proportions with how strong it can be and how fun it can be is like night and day. I think it can be very strong, but it has at the same time also not really the most fun thing going on in World of Warcraft. At least for me, I've known other iterations of Elemental Shaman which were way more fun design-wise, and sometimes I would say weaker than right now. But I would take design and fun over like actual damage. That is my take. Again, I can understand that some people would be disappointed about it, but I'm not dropping Shaman completely like Warrior. There will always be like videos and talks about, but I think currently I don't enjoy pushing rating on them. I feel like very frustrated in general. I prefer to play other specs which are, in my opinion, not S tier, except maybe the healers that I'm playing. I think like DPS wise, I'm not playing like the S tiers. Again, I'm not really trying to flavor of the month, like get the best spec out there. I just think I'm not enjoying it too much. I think also Elemental Shaman is very strong, so if that was the reason, I would be sticking on Elemental Shaman. Resto Shaman is very frustrating in social fall. I just don't like it anymore because of that. Like, again, in 2s and 3s, you can have a fantastic time, but in solo shuffle, it's incredibly frustrating to see people just walk away of your totems every single time you want to link. People are just fleeing away from you, and I personally, I think it's just not a soul shuffle spec. It's only strong whenever the instant heals are very, very strong, not because of the totems, because of like Riptide being very strong, for example. But right now it is not enjoyable, also not meta, so I'm not really playing it too much right now. Warlock, I actually enjoy it to play. I think I'm still playing it. I don't know if I'm going to make content on YouTube and about Warlock, because again, I have made a PvP guide for Destruction Warlock. I just feel like people are just not as interested about it. Maybe there are like other content creators that make other guides, like same-ish guides about Destruction Warlock that are maybe more interesting to watch. But I like Destruction Warlock. I think it's still like one of the best specs out there. If you want to climb as a caster, I think it's one of the best, if not the best spec out there. Demonology Warlock is also strong, although it's really a design kind of thing, if you like it or not. And also you have to drag a lot of stuff. I don't think it's face roll like some people would say. But I think, again, people like see Demonology Warlock and they think they are like BM hunters, but they are not. But I personally don't like the playstyle. And Destruction Warlock is very fun. I think I'm going to revisit Affliction Warlock very soon as well. So you will probably see specs videos about Affliction Warlock and maybe a guide out there if I'm like feeling confident to talk about. But I feel like right now Destruction Warlock is a great spot. I enjoy playing it. Frankly, I'm a bit tired to be a dwarf, so I might change it just because I don't like the visual. But I think right now Warlock is in a great spot if you want to have fun. Just the only thing I kind of don't like about Warlock is it feels like nothing changes for Destruction Warlock, like design wise. I think like it's still the same, and buffs or nerfs doesn't really change anything. Also, I think Destruction Warlock are on the verge of getting another nerf very soon. You can call on it like that I called it on the video, but it will happen because it's still too much damage, like instance, especially those rifts. I think they're going to nerf it. Instead of nerfing the 4 set, they're going to nerf the rift, which effectively will kill for next expansion, but we'll have to see. But Wotlk, very interesting. You will see some gameplay from it in January, February. I think it's a fantastic spec, and I want to showcase those specs to you guys. Now, the biggest surprise out there is Priest, and I'll let you guess what spec I'm actually playing right now. Exactly! Shadow Priest! If you have said Disc Priest or Holy Priest, I'm very sorry. But Shadow Priest is actually very, very awesome. I did play it in 3s. I'm actually trying to climb in Social for right now. But in 3s, I'm playing a lot of Shadow Priest. And I really enjoy the CC. So I am in my gaming time where I want to be able to CC and to be in control of my CC. I just enjoy that too much. But also, I think the 4 set actually enables Shadow Priest to play a degenerate gameplay. Like it or not, I kind of like it because it feels like your damage is like surprising. And you're going to say, but damage Shadow Priest doesn't really do damage. If you are, again, take aside that your dots are just there to enable your damage, it has some quite spiky damage. Mind Spike Insanity actually hits for 150k in multiple matches. It's very strong. But also it can crit, and then it just is awesome. Your Void Torrent is insane as well. Your Mind Games, if you can actually cast it, it's also something very strong. If you're like using all your CDs, like a Dark Ascension. You have also basically your 4-piece, which enables with the Catharsis to do a Shadow Word Pain of upwards 200k, sometimes even more if you crit, like your Shadow Word Pain from your 4 set. I think in general you have a lot of things going on that are going to enable you to be existing in a lot of those matchups. Now, I'm going to be honest, it is not an easy spec to play, and I'm, for example, not yet at least, I'm training on it, confident to talk about it, because I think I need to have my keybinds sorted. I think my keybinds, they should be like multiplicative for Shadow Priest, because you kind of need a focus macro on everything, while for some specs you kind of have a focus macro for a few specific things. But like, for example, Shadow Priest, your silence, your stun, your void swaps, your void shift should be on both party members. You should have also your fear, that is going to be on the comfortable button. knowing how to fade, knowing a lot of stuff is actually like very exhausting, but I think it's also very fun. And I actually a lot like enjoying a lot of Shadow Priest. I have like a combination of haste and mastery, which enables again a lot of damage. I have like devouring plague doing a lot of damage as well. I have like a spec that is quite unique because again, if you're looking at Shadow Priest like on the ladder, not everyone is playing the same build because everyone is still searching on the creme de la creme build for Shadow Priest. But I'm actually like enjoying the build that I have right now, and I might talk about it very soon. But I'm going to make like a more in-depth guide, like a very big guide, once I have like actual experience on like multiple like days or even a week on purely Shadow Priest. I'm playing like Shadow Priest a lot right now, so I'm catching up. I'm very excited about it. And let's be honest, my name is Torgray on YouTube, and my priest, his name is Torgray, so I should make it use about it. I don't want to like rename it like silly. So again, I think it kind of shows. I'm also like dipping my toes in Holy Priest and Disc Priest. Holy Priest, I understand why people are like struggling. I want to make a video about it. Maybe a bit more in depth, but I think it's also it can be also a very fun spec, but you kinda need to overperform basically compared to other specs. But I'll be talking about like a most fun specs video very soon. But yeah, I think it's a very fun spec and a very fun class to play, and you will see more content about Shadow Priest. People are going to eyeball me, like say, oh my god, Shadow Priest, you said that it was very bad. To be honest, since the 4 set and since the meta kind of shifted, it feels like Shadow Priests are a bit more okay right now. Just people need to adapt to the playstyle and to understand like you're dealing, if you're the focus, you're dealing your damage and your burst with Catharsis and with Shadow Word Pain of your 4 set, and you spam like death and you try to like multi dot, but you can basically just Shadow Word Pain everyone, so you can have death speakers. Anyways, I might make a video about it. I think it's like a hidden gem spec, and I think you will see more of it like on the ladder and on the solo shuffle. I think people are going to realize that it can be strong. It is counterable, but it can be very strong. Now, a surprise. This is actually my surprise that I like made a poll about it. It is DK. I actually want to play DK way more. I think the warriors that are watching my channel are going to enjoy the DK content because again, it's like 2 melees. They play like probably most of the comps together or even with like the same specs. And I think I'm actually enjoying a lot of Frost DK. And you're going to say, but Frost DK is D tier. Yes, it is not that good. It feels like there is something that can be done about it, but again, design wise, it is not really great. I think it still needs a rework. I can enjoy Frost Decay. I think the only issue that I see with Frost Decay is very frustrating with Soul Shuffle, where people are just stunning your targets that you want to grip, and you get countered by Holy Paladins with freedoms, and you can actually get countered by Evokers as well. You have a bit of everything that is actually annoying as a Frost Decay, but I'm enjoying it. So you will probably see more content about it. I think people are like trying to get back to Frost Decay. They might enjoy it as well. I also play a bit of Unholy Decay. Personally, I prefer Frost Decay to Unholy Decay, like fantasy wise, but I think everyone can be telling me that I'm right whenever I'm saying like Unholy Decay is like times 10 the power over Frost Decay right now. Like Unholy Decay, it just craps damage pretty much. But I'm going to talk about it as well. Blood Decay, it's a bit of a meme. I'll be making a video about it, but I think it's a bit too much of a meme. I don't personally want to show to too many people because it can be annoying to play against. But I might talk about it, but again, I don't want to promote too much about it. But DK is really on the menu, and my analysis was based on the specs that I'm playing and at what level I played those specs, and is there room to improve as a player. I feel like the specs I choose to actually improve on are going to make me improve as a player, but also improve as a content creator. So hopefully you're going to jump on the ride. And then we have Hunter. I enjoy BM Hunter, I enjoy Survival Hunter, I actually enjoy MM as well, and I want to make more videos. Again, I wish I could like multiply myself and make multiple videos like all the time, like 3 videos per day, but unfortunately I don't have that. Again, I'm a family man. I study as well to become also a programmer. So again, I want to be able to do everything, but I want to showcase a bit more of that whenever I can. I will do that. I think it's very fun survival. I think it's like contagious how fun it is. It's also a bit frustrating because of how squishy you can be, but I think there is a lot of room to improve, and I think it's going to be very fun to make a video very soon about it. I'll make a poll with what guys you want to watch and like see first on the channel, and I'll try to cater to the people that are going to fill the poll. So please watch the community post that is going to be live tonight, so you can choose a PvP guide in the future. But then we have Paladin, and I reached 1800 on 3s and Soul Shuffle as a Holy Paladin. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I feel like it can be very aggressive. It can be also very defensive. I think the only frustrating part is to play versus casters, because your Blessing of Protection is useless. But even versus casters, your throughput of healing is very high because they don't have an MS effect. Warriors can actually like gimp your healing by a lot, but casters, the annoying part is you cannot really avoid a lot of damage. But again, you have ways to play around it. I think holy, like the mana resource and how to deal with mana is also very interesting. And I think in general you can also like finish a lot of targets by doing a daybreak into a holy shock with the Glimmer of Light, and also with your judgments whenever you can do that, whenever you have enough mana for it. I'm actually ready to make a PvP guide about Holy Paladin because I feel like I'm very confident on talking about it. I think if I can climb as a Holy Paladin, you guys can definitely climb as a Holy Paladin. I'm not the best healer of that. I am actually not a healer main, but since shortly I'm actually playing way more 3s and Soul Shuffle as a healer, because I want to taste a bit of everything in World of Warcraft. I enjoy healing sometimes, and sometimes it feels like very obnoxious to do so, but it's because I still have a DPS mind. Sometimes I want to like be able to be in the fray and try to heal. I want to also test like a melee wings build, but I think melee wings is kind of dead right now, but I might make it very soon. Like a build for melee wings, and also with like stats, because I'm fully geared now. So it could be working, but again, I need to test a lot of stuff. But I think Holy Paladin is really fun. And then Retribution Paladin as well. I could also make a video about it, a PvP guide about it. I feel also confident to talk about it. I also play at 1800 and also in Soul Shuffle. So I think in general you can have a lot of fun with it. You can climb very well with it. I think it's very frustrating to play Retribution Paladin, but I think that's just the way it is at the end of the day with forbearance, and how you can also match up with a Holy Paladin and make you lose a game because of that. I think in general you can have a lot of fun with Paladin. And then we have Druid, and I must say right now I'm only playing Resto Druid. I actually enjoy Resto Druid also a lot. I think it's my highest rated right now, although I'm not really spamming too much Soul Shuffles on my DPS specs because of the Q times, unfortunately. But as a healer, I have like a lot of CR, and I'm still climbing, and the more I play, the more I gain rating. I just need to play to basically gain rating. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I made a PvP guide about it, so if you want to check it out, you can always check that out. I think it's like a hidden gem on the aggressive part. I think it's very frustrating for some people to play passively, but I think Resto Druid has the capacities to play very aggressively. I think that's very fun to have the possibilities behind your spec. You can also like climb very well in 2s. I think I will be doing that very soon, but right now I'm concentrating on Soul Shuffle 3s and also playing other specs as well. Again, you may say I'm crazy that right now I'm playing like 6 specs. Warlock is maybe a bit less, because again, I'm still trying to make like Shadow Priest like second nature, and it's very hard to play Warlock and then Shadow Priest. Doesn't resemble too much, but I'll be making videos about it. I think it will be very fun. In general, again, I understand that some people are concerned about a few specs. I will be making videos as well as about it. I think what's fantastic about Dragonflight is you have so many ways to improve your gameplay and so many ways to play other specs. again, if you're one tricking one spec, that's great for you, but it seems like you're losing a lot of opportunities to have fun, and you'll be looking back at Dragonflight and have some regrets on not playing a few iterations of those specs. So if you have time, like just even a bit of time, and you can level a few characters to 70 and play them with honor gear or even with conquest gear, you can actually have a lot of fun, but also a lot of understanding for PvP. Again, if a rogue is attacking me, I know exactly what's going to happen because I play rogue. If a warrior goes on me, I know exactly what's going to happen whenever he does a blaze storm, whenever he does like a warbreaker or anything else. I know what's going to happen afterwards. I know whenever someone leaves at the start of the game, they're not going to leave without any CC. They're going to leave stun or leave fear. Like it's always the same with warriors. They have like some minuscule brain, which I don't understand how you can just leap at the start of the game, but whatever, they do that, and it feels like, again, you kind of predict what happens in the game if you know what is happening in the game and what is the kit and how people use those kits. And that's actually the best way to improve in PvP. So again, if you want to improve to PvP, just play specs, play classes, watch guides, even of the specs that you're not playing, and you actually just get a lot of knowledge to actually know how to counter specific specs. But anyways, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I think right now I'm enjoying Dragonflight plentiful. I'm very excited. I think Soul Shuffle right now is also very fun. I'm also like trying to get into an RBG team because I want to make RBG videos again. Since solo queue RBG is probably not on the menu for probably a year, since I made a video about it, so if you want to check that out. Because right now it's still a brawl and I don't feel like I want to spend too much time into brawls. So yeah, arenas, PGs, RBGs, everything is fun. So now it's only a matter of you guys, if you're like not enjoying the game, to see what makes you not enjoy the game, like truly, and try to maybe like spin it positively, and maybe you will be enjoying it, maybe you will be improving it, and maybe you will find other friends to play with, because again, Soul Shuffle is not everything. So I think if you focus on Soul Shuffle too much, you'll be disgusted of the game very quickly. So try to find a partner, even a double DPS partner in twos, have fun with it, and then while you're doing twos, try to find a healer and try to be friend with the healer, make it a battle.net of friendship, and then again get on Discord and try to push rating with that new friend, for example. But anyways, that is my take. Hopefully you guys are going to have a great new year. Hopefully 2024 will be better than 2023, even for wars, even for anything on the world. So hopefully we get a better way of life very soon. But I think in general, we're going to have a great time with World of Warcraft. I think 2024 will be the year of World of Warcraft, at least for PvP, and I'll be looking forward to it.